But I thought Declan Rice, yet again, showed what he's about. He showed in the game why he's got the qualities that a top club would want. I think we're actually beyond that discussion, that debate of whether he's any good or not. It's a given. This kid is absolutely fantastic, and he has got what it takes at the very top level. But should he do what Jack Grealish has done and just stay at West Ham? As Ray Winston was saying in that piece there, if he stays at West Ham, then there's a chance he could end up with a reputation as Bobby Moore had at West Ham. Now, we went through this, didn't we, a couple of weeks ago, and I said that there's a lot of things got to fall into place for him to
England
become...
are going to win something.
England are going to win something. West Ham got to win something as well. So I think that, it's a tall order. It's not impossible that could happen, okay? But is it likely? The balance of probabilities. And if you're Declan Rice, the difference for me between Declan Rice and Jack Grealish is that Declan Rice has no historic affinity with West Ham United. Sure, they gave him a chance after Chelsea released him when he was 14, but he's not a West Ham fan. He's not born with the West Ham way coursing through his veins. He's not, best mates with Alvin Martin or anything like that. It's, he is a West Ham player. And if West Ham want to sell him because they need the money, you can bet your bottom dollar they will sell him. So therefore, if he wants to leave because he wants to play at a better level, higher standard, have the chance of winning stuff, play at the top tournament in Europe, then he will be able to make that happen, or should be able to make that happen. He's too good for West Ham, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, of course he is. He's their most important player, and he's 21 years old, nearly 22. He's a fantastic player. And he's, again, when we talked about Frank, people disliking Frank as a manager. It's the same with...
Are you okay, mate? It's emotional.
I lost my breath.
Whenever we talk about Declan Rice, you get emotional, don't you?
Yeah, I do. And same with Declan Rice, but he seems to be one of them players that people don't have a lot of time for. He seems to get a lot of criticism made, and I don't get it. You'll have to watch that game last night. He dominated the midfield, really. Yes, they scored those 2 late goals, Chelsea, but he's a powerful player. His long passing was excellent throughout. He keeps control of the football. He can break up play. He's their most important player, exactly the same as Grealish. And it's a big decision for him. It's a big one, because when Ray there says he might not get in the Chelsea team every single week, of course he would. Of course he would. He'd be in the team every single week at Chelsea.
Well, I'm looking at a Premier League table and trying to work out which teams he wouldn't get into. Not necessarily, I don't think he'd look out of place in the Liverpool side, but they've got an abundance of midfielders, so I don't necessarily think they need him. But if they signed him and Klopp put him into Liverpool's midfield, you wouldn't be thinking, wow, that's head's gone, Klopp should get the sack. You'd be thinking, yep, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's signing. So I don't necessarily think Liverpool will go for him now, for example. I look at Man City, and Rodri hasn't produced, as Will Greenwood was telling us. Fernandinho is getting on a bit. And Declan Rice can play midfield. He can play at centre-half. He'd be that leader in that part of the park where you think, wow, what could he do in the Pep?
He gets in Man City team, he gets in Man United team, he gets in Chelsea team. He can keep going. He gets in Arsenal team. He gets in Spurs team. He gets in them all.
Leicester.
Liverpool's the only one that he wouldn't look out of place, but I don't think Liverpool would go for him.